After I saved the virtuous prince's heir and was left with a leg ailment, I married him. The heir was gentle and considerate, and treated me extremely well. We were married for many years, and he never took a concubine. I countless times felt lucky to have married a good husband. It wasn't until before I died of illness that I learned my husband had a hidden reason for marrying me. Your kindness I will repay with my entire life. If there is a next life, let's not meet again. After my husband finished speaking, he flicked his sleeves and left. I died on my sick bed, filled with resentment. When I woke up again, I had returned to the second day after saving my husband. The throbbing pain from my left leg told me how inopportune the timing of my return was. After asking and clarifying what year and month it was, my heart eased slightly. There is still time. In my past life, because I had a limp. My originally arranged marriage was called off. After the virtuous prince found out, he came to propose marriage on behalf of his son to repay the debt of saving his life. My parents were deeply grateful and agreed to this marriage. At this moment, enduring the pain in my leg, I instructed my maid, Ning, prepare a wheelchair and push me to the front hall. Today is the day that Madame Wang comes to our residence to call off the engagement. I don't want to walk the path of my previous life again. This engagement, for now, cannot be called off. The front hall was unusually noisy. Madame Wang's voice was sharp and piercing. Hugging a man on the street after being engaged. What kind of behavior is that? Annul the engagement. Annul the engagement. Mother lost her usual gentleness and composure, scolding angrily. Are you saying my daughter should have just watched him die and done nothing? His lordship the heir apparent is His Majesty's own nephew. If His Majesty found out my daughter saw someone dying and didn't save them, how could she possibly survive? Madame Wang knew she had misspoken, and was somewhat at a loss for words. That is still an unrelated man. Saving him is one thing, but why did it have to cause such a city-wide scandal? Our Wang family does not want a woman with flawed private morals. Mother's voice rose a few notches. Don't you open your mouth and spout nonsense. My daughter and his lordship the heir apparent are completely innocent. Stop your nonsense. Madame Wang spoke mockingly. How is it nonsense? The whole capital is talking about it. For all we know, the two of them have already secretly conceived and are deliberately putting on this show. Who are you trying to disgust? Madame Wang, watch your words. The imperial family is not to be slandered by others at will. Carried into the main hall by the maids, I spoke up before my mother could get angry. Caught red-handed gossiping about me. Madame Wang's face flushed crimson with shame. With a red face, she retorted unreasonably. Have I said anything wrong? Girl of the Jiang family, if you look down on my son, then just annul the engagement. Once the engagement is annulled, you can climb whatever high branch you want. Why make such an ugly scene? She glanced at my injured leg, a look of contempt on her face. The main wife of my Wang family can't be a cripple. My mother took 2 steps forward and stood in front of me. Shut your stinking mouth. Mingruo's leg can be cured. You haven't even married into the family yet, and you dare to humiliate Mingruo like this in front of me. You want to call off the engagement, right? Then, I tugged on the corner of my mother's clothes, interrupting her. Don't. Madame Wang was furious. My son will not have a cripple for a husband. The corners of my mouth tilted up, but the smile didn't reach my eyes. Madame Wang, are you that certain my leg injury won't heal? A trace of guilt flashed in Madame Wang's eyes. I don't care whether you get better or not. You have flawed private morals. The Wang family won't have you. I dropped my smile and reminded her in a cold voice. Madame Wang, do you know which family lives next to the Jiang residence? Lady Wang subconsciously chimed in. Which family? The capital's iron mouth, Shui Yi, Censor Shui. Censor Shui was a peculiar person. He most enjoyed impeaching officials on matters of their inner courtyards. Lady Wang felt a little short of breath. So what? Have I said a single wrong word? Even a censor can't make baseless accusations. I chuckled lightly. Master Shui is an upright man. He never speaks nonsense. My leg was injured from saving the Prince Yen's heir. It is not like it can't be cured. I just got hurt yesterday, and the Wang family brings up breaking off the engagement today. That is a bit too heartless. If you insist on breaking off the engagement today, tomorrow your words slandering the young master's reputation might just reach the emperor's ears. Madame Wang was so scared by my words that she shuddered. Don't you even think of making my son pick up a worn shoe? I once again suppressed my smile, glanced lightly at Madame Wang, and spoke coldly. Madame Wang, you think you can slander my innocence just by moving your lips? If you don't believe me, feel free to ask an old woman to come and inspect my body. But before the inspection, please have someone first check if the young Master Wang is of a pure Yang body. I, Jiang Mingru, don't want second-hand goods. Madame Wang was so angry she fell backwards. You sharp-tongued. So young, yet you don't know your place. If we're not breaking off the marriage today, then so be it. As long as I am alive, don't even think about entering my Wang family's door. Eager to be a slut, I won't stop you. We'll see. Madame Wang flung her sleeves and left. She didn't even finish the tea that was prepared for her. After Madame Wang was out of sight, my mother wiped her tears and asked me, Mingru, do you really want to marry into the Wang family? If I had known the Wang family was like this, I would never have agreed to the engagement in the first place. I held an embroidered handkerchief and wiped my mother's tears. I won't marry him. Young Master Wang is not a good man. I cannot marry him. The Wang family is a den of tigers and wolves, a place one must not enter. There was a reason for obstructing the Wang family's withdrawal from the marriage today. In my previous life, just a few days after I broke off the engagement with the Wang family, the worthy prince came to our door with expensive gifts to propose marriage on behalf of his son. In this life, I haven't even broken off the engagement. So what fucking marriage can he propose? 5 days later, the worthy prince came to our door with expensive gifts to express his gratitude. Just like in my previous life, the worthy prince first expressed his regret over my leg injury. Then he vaguely suggested finding a doctor to treat my injury. I treated it all as him farting. The doctors he would find were all one's father had already found for me. Not a single one was of any use. I don't know how. Several days have passed, and my wound is still oozing blood. Applying several types of hemostatic powder did no good. Father invited all the famous doctors in the capital. Not a single person could find out the reason. After chatting for nearly an hour, the worthy prince finally got to the main topic. It is all my son's fault that Miss Zhang has come to this. He ought to be responsible. Is Miss Zhang promised to any family? My mother and I exchanged a look. Mother hid the horror in her eyes, stood up and answered, replying to Your Highness, my daughter was engaged to the eldest son of Minister Wang's family 3 months ago. The prince said in surprise, does the Wang family know about Miss Jiang sacrificing herself to save my son? The prince spoke ambiguously. I quietly raised my eyes just in time to see a flash of displeasure in the prince's eyes. What was he displeased about? Displeased that I didn't break off the engagement so I can't fill his family's fire pit. Mother replied calmly, I know. Lady Wang even came to visit a few days ago with supplements. She told Mingru to rest and recover well, and not to mind the rumors and gossip outside. The prince lowered his eyes, concealing the emotions in them. I didn't expect the Wang family to be such a family that values sentiment and righteousness. Miss Zhang is blessed. In that case, Miss Zhang, you should focus on recovering. This king will come again another day. Our family saw the prince out of the mansion. Mom wiped the cold sweat from her forehead with an embroidered handkerchief. Mingru, your dream came true. A few days ago, I told my mother what happened in my past life. Of course, I told Mom that it was a dream I had. I reassured Mom, Mom, you are on good terms with Madame Shui, so please put in a few good words for the virtuous prince in front of her. The problem with my leg, I am still counting on the virtuous prince to find a famous doctor to treat it. Mother was exasperated. All right, leave it to me. Mrs. Shui takes after her husband, loves to gossip the most. She is the famous blabbermouth of Shangjing. The worthy prince cherishes his reputation the most. Then I'll give him a good reputation, put him on a pedestal, force him to repay my favor. Repaying a life-saving favor isn't limited to the path of promising myself in marriage. From the worthy prince's expression today, I am even more certain that there was something strange about saving the worthy prince's heir, Zhao Dingyao, that day. That road is usually deserted. Out of the blue. Why did a crowd of onlookers appear after I saved him? It was that group of onlookers who spread the story of me saving the young heir and caused a huge stir. In my past life, I was too involved to see clearly, unaware of the hidden schemes, and just went with the flow. In this life, as a bystander, I see clearly. I will pierce through the fog and find the truth. After my rebirth, I only remember the major events of my past life. I don't remember some of the minor details very clearly. Qinging, why did I leave the manor that day? Qinging was changing my dressing. Hearing my words, she stopped what she was doing and answered respectfully, replying to Miss, you were invited by the young cousin from the Wang family that day. The young cousin from the Wang family, Cao Hanmei, the one who secretly got pregnant with young Master Wang's child. I rubbed my incessantly aching temples. That happened after I got married. She and young Master Wang caused a huge scandal all over the city. Cao Hanmei, Madame Wang's niece, has been living with the Wang family since she was a child. After I was engaged to the eldest young Master Wang, she often invited me on outings. Miss, you originally didn't take that path. It was Miss Cao who said the scenery on that road was very good, so you told the coachman to go that way. I suddenly realized that day was no coincidence. I was schemed against by Cao Hanmei. Cao Hanmei and the eldest young Master Wang had an illicit affair, and she became secretly pregnant. She schemed against me, wanting me to break off the engagement with the eldest young Master Wang, so she could take my place. But how could she be so sure that the heir of Prince Xian would have an accident on that very road? Unless the two of them knew each other. Suddenly, I remembered something. The courtyard of Zhao Dingyao, the heir of Prince Xian, is named Nianmei Juhi's courtyard, is filled with plum blossom trees. He said he only loved winter plums. At that time, I didn't think much of it, assuming he was talking about the flower. Little did I know he was looking at the object and thinking of a person missing his white moonlight. Thinking about it now in my past life, I was so naive. The person had made it so obvious, yet I was still lost, drowning in the happiness I had imagined for myself. Right before I died, I was played, and he said he was forced to marry me. He even blamed me, saying I shouldn't have saved her. He had already arranged with his beloved to have her play the beauty saves the hero, but I ended up interfering. He was sold and was still counting the copper coins for the person who sold him. She never wanted to marry him at all. She was paving the way for herself and eldest young Master Wang. Prince Xian is a sly old fox, too. He didn't want a woman like that entering the prince's manor, so he took advantage of the situation, threatened the heir apparent with his beloved's life, and forced him to marry me. How disgusting. Why should I be plotted against by them? Before he died, the heir apparent even said he would repay me with his entire life, hoping not to fail our meeting in the next life. Then let's not meet. Who cares? In this life, I'll give you back your freedom. Zhao Dingyao. After connecting everything, I thought of Cao Hanmei from my previous life. Not long after I married Zhao Dingyao, eldest young Master Wang married another daughter of a Ministry of Revenue official. On the day of the wedding, Cao Hanmei showed up with a big belly, causing a scene. She cried to the guests, claiming eldest young Master Wang had defiled her, forcing her to carry this illegitimate child. The Wang family was utterly disgraced. Vice Minister Wang was almost impeached by Censor Shui for failing to manage his household and dismissed from office. In the end, eldest young Master Wang was sent out of the capital to study, and only then was the matter settled. As for Cao Hanmei, after the farce ended, she vanished without a trace. Mother was even feeling fortunate at the time. She said I was a blessed daughter who didn't enter an unblessed household. Madame Shui is truly Madame Shui. After she spread the word, the story of me saving the heir apparent of Prince Yen circulated even more widely. Those unfavorable rumors in turn became my advantage. Dad, who had just gotten off duty and returned home, was in a very cheerful mood. In the Great Hall today, the Emperor himself declared that women are no less capable than men. He bowed with clasped hands in the direction of the imperial city. By the Emperor's sacred grace, he has personally sent head Imperial Physician Wu to the Jiang Manor to examine Mingguo. Mom wept with joy, something so important. Why are you only telling us now? Quick, get the tea and snacks ready. We must not slight the Lord Head Physician. Head Imperial Physician Wu in my past life. After I married the heir of Prince Xian, the Empress sent Head Imperial Physician Wu to examine me. At that time, Head Imperial Physician Wu said with immense regret, the princess consort's leg injury shouldn't have been left untreated. It is too late. It wasn't that I didn't get it treated. It was clearly that no one could treat it. How strange. I was just slashed once by a scoundrel. How come it can't be treated? The doctors treated it according to common practice, but it simply couldn't be cured. Yuan Zhongwu arrived very quickly. He placed his hand on mine through a handkerchief to take my pulse. A moment later, he had the female physician following him cut open the gauze bandaging my leg. Half a month had passed, and the gauze was still soaked with blood. Yuan Zhongwu frowned as he looked at my exposed wound. The unscabbed wound was oozing trickles of black blood. Lord Zhang, may I have a word in private? Head Physician Wu stood up and said to my dad with some seriousness. My mom and I looked at each other in bewilderment. After a cup of tea's time, my dad gave Head Physician Wu a deep bow. Thank you, Lord Head Physician. I will definitely do my best. My dad's voice was hoarse and choked with sobs. Head Physician Wu waved his hand. I will first prescribe some conservative treatments for Miss Zhang. Lord Zhang, please find the antidote as soon as possible. After writing the prescription, Head Physician Wu and the female physician left the residence. Under my mom's repeated questioning, my dad told the truth. My leg injury never healed. Not because the doctors were unskilled, but because I was poisoned with a toxin that only circulates in the western regions. This poison is exceptionally potent. Without a specific antidote, the victim's wound will continuously seep blood. Over time, the poison spreads throughout the body, affecting one's lifespan, and even gods would be powerless to save them. I've found the cause of my early death in my past life. I also understand why Head Physician Wu shook his head and said it was too late in my last life. I tried hard to control the surging anger in my heart. Zhao Dingyao said, he was the one who found those people. The matter of my poisoning is inextricably linked to him. Zhao Dingyao, you just wait. Before leaving Head Physician, Wu said the antidote is a type of flower from the western regions. He told my dad to send people to the western regions to find it. My mom took out a brocade box from under the bed. There were only a few silver notes in the box. Dad came from a farming and scholarly background, so the family's foundation was not strong. To even have a few silver notes was already a testament to Mom's good management. I closed the brocade box and smiled playfully. Mom, have you forgotten who was responsible for my injury? If Zhao Dingyao has poison, he must have the antidote. The worthy prince is worrying about how to repay his debt of gratitude. Hasn't an opportunity to do just that arrived? Mom was a little hesitant. Does the worthy prince have a way? I was very certain. Mom's solutions are thought up by people. I'll also have to trouble you to pay a visit to the Shui mansion and mention this to Auntie Shui a bit. Mom put the brocade box back under the bed and replied with a smile. All right. I happen to make steamed cakes today, so I'll take them over for Sister Shui to try. Mom left quickly. Mrs. Shui was also very efficient. Less than 2 days later, the worthy prince visited again. This time, Zhao Dingyao was with him. Following behind the worthy prince, Zhao Dingyao was limping. He was holding a brocade box in his hands. After exchanging greetings, the worthy prince was the first to speak. Lord Jiang, there is no need for such formalities. Today, this prince has come to deliver the antidote. A look of joyful surprise burst forth in Dad's eyes. The worthy prince coldly instructed Zhao Dingyao. "Wicked son, why don't you give it to Lord Jiang?" Zhao Dingyao unwillingly opened the brocade box. Lying in the brocade box were a few purplish red dried flowers. As soon as this prince heard Academician Wu mention it, I recalled this flower I obtained in earlier years. It is this prince's fault for not understanding medicine. If I had known earlier this flower was useful, I would have brought it long ago, letting Miss Jiang suffer for so long for nothing. Dad accepted the brocade box from Zhao Dingyao's hands with fear and trepidation. He bowed towards the virtuous prince. "Your Highness's great kindness. My Jiang family will never be able to forget it. It is just that I do not know how to use this antidote." The virtuous prince gestured to help Dad up. "Lord Jiang, you are too kind. This is what this prince ought to do. Head of the Academy Wu will be here shortly." Dad again gave a whole string of profuse thanks. As soon as Zhao Dingyao handed over the antidote, he couldn't sit still. "Royal father, I've seen her, and I have important business later." Prince Yan placed the teacup heavily on the table and did not speak. Zhao Dingyao shrank his neck and shut his mouth. Dad gave 2 dry laughs, found a topic, and began to speak. A quarter of an hour later, head physician Wu arrived. I too was brought to the front hall by the maids. This is the first time I have seen Zhao Dingyao after being reborn. I had reminded myself countless times that my fate with him was over, and there was no need for too much entanglement, but when I actually saw him in person, I still couldn't help my fists from hardening. I really want to smash his face in. Playing with my feelings is one thing, but he even hid the fact that I was poisoned, making it hard for me to walk for so many years. Perhaps my gaze was too intense. Zhao Dingyao couldn't help but glance in my direction a few more times. Meanwhile, head physician Wu was examining me behind the screen. He placed a handkerchief over his hand and pressed down hard beside my wound. I grimaced in pain, baring my teeth. Once the black blood had finished draining from the wound, head physician Wu released his hand. "It can be treated." The heart that was hanging in my chest finally settled. "It is good that it can be treated." After a medicinal powder mixed with purplish red fragments was sprinkled on the wound, I was pushed out from behind the screen by a female physician. Prince Yan, who had just been whispering with Dad, suddenly raised his voice. "Miss Jiang's righteousness is great. This prince doesn't even know how I should thank you. I was thinking of having this worthless, rebellious son of mine repay you with his body. But alas, the fair lady already has a marriage arrangement." I sneered inwardly. Head physician Wu, who had just come out from behind the screen, bowed to Prince Yan. Prince Yan's benevolence and righteousness are known to all in the world. The antidote came just in time. Dad and Mom also chimed in with agreement. The worthy king was very pleased. That is what this king should do. A mere trifle, how could it ever repay the favor of saving my life? He has gotten addicted to acting, hasn't he? Zhao Dingyao pouted. "Royal father, then how do you propose to repay the favor?" The worthy king's eyes darted. Miss Jiang is chivalrous and righteous. This king is filled with admiration. It is a pity, after all, my son is a disappointment, disliked by others. He still hadn't given up. I spoke, following the worthy king's lead. "Your Highness, if you don't mind, this subject daughter would like to acknowledge you as my adoptive father. Between an adoptive brother and sister, there is no need to speak of any life-saving favor." In an instant, everyone's gaze swept towards me. Father and mother were shocked by my boldness. Head physician Wu had a profound expression. It was impossible to tell what he was thinking. Zhao Dingyao was astonished. The worthy king was at a loss for words. This could work. Head physician Wu was the first to offer his congratulations aloud. "Congratulations, Your Highness." A smile returned to the worthy king's face. "All right, this king will go to the palace tomorrow. No, today to ask my imperial brother to bestow the title. I have long wanted a daughter. Yawar, why haven't you called her sister yet?" Zhao Dingyao grinned and called me sister with great sincerity. He was happy. I was even happier than him, in this life. I personally severed the ill-fated bond between us, and I can use my new identity to disgust him. How delightful. How delightful. Prince Yen was easily handled. Now it is the Wang family's turn. The marriage cannot be delayed any longer. If it is delayed any further, Seo Hanmei will start to show her pregnancy. I can't guarantee she won't go crazy and cause a scene someday. The Wang family can be shameless. Mijiang family cannot be. The imperial edict from His Majesty conferring upon me the title of County Mistress of Pingyao quickly spread throughout the capital. Overnight, I transformed from the daughter of a minor official into the adopted daughter of Prince Yan. After my incident, the eldest young Master Wang, who had been lying low like a quail and not showing his face, had a servant send over a calling card. He wanted to visit me at the Zhang residence tomorrow. I had Qinging grind the ink, replied to the card, and agreed to it. Early the next day, the eldest young Master Wang Xian came to our door with lavish gifts. The steward welcomed the prospective son-in-law into the main hall. Father was at work, and my elder brother was away studying. Mother and I received Wang Xian. We're already engaged. I don't need to wear a veiled hat to see him. Wang Xian is a pedantic stick in the mud. His whole spiel of classical particles gave Mother a headache. Mother slipped away using the excuse of changing her clothes, leaving her personal mama and Qinging to accompany me. After Mother left, Wang Xian clearly relaxed. First, he showered me with questions about my well-being. Then he explained why he hadn't come to visit me these past few days. Mingru, after your leg heals, we will have our grand wedding. I put my hands behind my back and gave Qingning a signal. Qingning understood. She stepped forward and curtsied to Wang Xian. Young Master Wang, this servant will be presumptuous and say a word. A few days ago, Madame Wang came to our residence and gave our county mistress quite a scolding. For you to act as if nothing happened today, is that right? Qinging. What a sharp tongue. Wang Xian's face instantly turned completely red. He stammered. I didn't know. While saying he didn't know, he couldn't hide the guilt in his eyes. How could he not know? It was obvious that my circumstances had changed, and the Wang family was afraid I'd bring up the old matter and break off the engagement with their family. Madame Wang was too ashamed to come, so she sent Wang Xian to smooth things over. That day, I refused to break off the engagement. Madame Wang only thinks I am unwilling to call off the engagement because I am in love with Wang Xian. I took out an embroidered handkerchief to wipe the corner of my eye, my voice choked with sobs. Qinging, don't say any more. Madame Wang is an elder. Qinging tried to persuade me earnestly. This servant is speaking out against the injustice for you, county mistress. The Wang family is bullying you too much, county mistress. If the virtuous king knew his adopted daughter was being humiliated like this, my voice grew a bit louder. Shut up. Get out. Qinging reluctantly withdrew from the main hall. Wang Xian stood up to apologize. I wiped the corner of my eye again. Tetsuke, I put on a little too much ginger juice. It is making my eyes sting. Mingruo, I really don't know what Mother said that day. I looked at Wang Xian pitifully. That day, Madame Wang said I was a loose woman. Wang Xian's eyes widened. How could that be? A woman's reputation is so important. Mother couldn't possibly not know that. Did she really say that? I wiped the corner of my eye and hummed a soft yes. The shocked expression on his face didn't seem fake. It seems that Madame Wang didn't tell him the truth. But so what? When they close the door, they are one family. Brother Xian, it is fine for me to suffer some grievances, but I can't implicate the Shanwang mansion. Wang Xian swore to the heavens to me. Ngruo, I believe you. You were forced to save someone that day. I can understand. Don't worry. I will go to my mother about her, and I will definitely not let you suffer this grievance. You want to ask your mother for an explanation? Are you kidding me? Brother Xian, I am innocent. We are both innocent, right? Wang Xian, who was being led by the nose by me, nodded subconsciously. Then he asked me again with some confusion. What? I burst out laughing. Brother Xian is an upright gentleman. He would definitely not lose his virginity before marriage. Am I right? Wang Xian turned his face away, the tips of his ears gradually turning red. Of course not. Then he retorted, Mingguo, there is no such thing as a man losing his virginity before marriage. I snorted softly. I don't care. Coincidentally, Hospital Administrator Wu is coming to give me a follow-up consultation later. Just have Brother Shi and let Imperial Physician Wu check his pulse. I will also have Mother invite a famous inspection mammy from the capital. I can only be at ease when this is properly confirmed. Wang Xian suddenly felt like his head was splitting. He had a guilty conscience. He wanted to escape. How could I let him escape? I am the type to seek revenge for the smallest grievance. In my previous life, the Wang family broke off our engagement and deliberately ruined my reputation. In this life, I was also nearly ruined by them. It would be strange if I didn't get my revenge. Wang Xian was made to stay by me. Before long, people started arriving at the Zhang residence. First were Imperial Physician Wu and the female physician. Next was Prince Xian's family. As soon as Prince Xian arrived, my mother, who had gone to the Shui residence to change, returned with Madame Shui and Miss Shui. The last to arrive were Madame Wang and Cao Hanmei. Madame Wang and Cao Hanmei were invited by me in my mother's name. On such an important occasion, how could I not invite Cao Hanmei? She is the source of the tragedy of my entire life. For a moment, the front hall of the Zhang residence was extremely bustling. After exchanging greetings, the female physician pushed me into the side room for a consultation. You are recovering well. This old man will prescribe 2 more formulas and will come to the Zhang residence in 5 days for a follow-up. I asked head physician Wu for a small favor. Head physician Wu stroked his beard, implying something. Little girl being too rigid makes you easy to break. But this favor today, this old man will help. With the big-mouth lady Shui around, the worthy prince's performance was even better. He couldn't wait to hold me in the palm of his hand. The moment I came out of the side room, he started fussing over me, a perfect image of a loving father. Sitting in the corner, Zhao Dingyao kept stealing glances at Lady Wang. Wang Xian was fidgeting restlessly. Lady Wang had a face full of smiles as she exchanged pleasantries with Mother and the worthy princess consort. Cao Hanmei sat quietly by Lady Wang's side. Lady Shui and Miss Shui, on the other hand, were watching in all directions and listening to everything. After the worthy prince finished showing his concern, Mother began to speak. Some days ago, my family's Mingguo's reputation was slandered by someone with ill intentions, and as her mother, I couldn't sleep all night. There are many people here today. I would like to ask everyone present to be a witness. Mother asked the matron beside the worthy princess consort and the female physician brought by head physician Wu to inspect my body. After the time for a cup of tea, I was pushed out of the main hall by the female physician. The matron nodded at the worthy princess consort. The worthy princess consort's smile became a bit more sincere. Miss Zhang has not been with a man. She is of pure body. After Mother thanked the matron and the female physician, she smiled at Lady Wang. In-law, did you hear that? Lady Wang forced a smile. Yes, I was wrong to believe in slander. I will return to my residence at once and sell off that gossiping servant. With that, she was about to get up. Mother hurriedly spoke to stop her. In-law, don't be in such a hurry to leave. That day you were angry, presumably also because this child, Cheyenne, is chaste, and you were afraid he would be taken advantage of. We're both mothers, I understand you, in-law. Back then, before our 2 families arranged the engagement, you beat your chest and guaranteed that Cheyenne was a virgin boy. Mingru has just proven her innocence with an examination. Coincidentally, head physician Wu is here today. Let's ask him to check Cheyenne's pulse, to put my heart at ease as a mother. Mother's few words blocked off Madame Wang's path. She slumped down onto the chair. The virtuous prince, who was watching the show, joined the topic. Whether it is or isn't, I'll have to trouble head physician Wu to take a look. Head physician Wu rose and complied. The matter was already a foregone conclusion. The Wang mother and son could only accept their fate. After taking the pulse, head physician Wu bowed to the virtuous prince. Reporting to your highness, young Master Wang has already lost his yang. He is not a virgin. Wang Xian's face was deathly pale. Madame Wang covered her face and lowered her head. The virtuous prince seized the opportunity to elaborate on the issue. He slammed a palm on the table and roared in fury. What a Wang family! You've gone too far. You yourselves are improper, yet you recklessly slander a woman's reputation. A family like yours wants to marry my daughter. Madame Wang's legs gave way, and she knelt and kowtowed to King Xian. King Xian scoffed, his face a mask of righteousness. I've decided this marriage is off. I will not allow my daughter to be bullied by the likes of you. Princess Xian followed her husband's lead. She pulled me into her arms. My dear child, you've suffered. Inwardly, I was terrified. In my last life, Princess Xian had always been indifferent to me. Tomi. She was like an expressionless bodhisattva statue. When had I ever seen such a lively and vivacious Princess Xian? He went along with it and fell into her arms. Boo-hoo-hoo, godmother. Gag. The heartwarming scene was interrupted by a dry heave from Seo Hanmei. Everyone turned to look at her in unison. Among them, Madame Shui's eyes were especially bright. It is gossip, isn't it? It is gossip. Knowing she had been rude, Cao Hanmei's face turned red with shame. I just ate too much yesterday, Princess Xian, who was holding me, said with concern. What a coincidence. Let's have the female physician check your pulse. Cao Hanmei tremblingly refused. No trouble. I have, Princess Xian whispered. So petty. Her voice was very quiet. No one heard it but me. Before Cao Hanmei could finish, Prince Xian directly ordered the female physician to take her pulse. The female physician stepped forward, preparing to forcibly take her pulse. Zhao Dingyao, who had been keeping a low profile, spoke up to stop it. All right, why make things difficult for an unmarried lady? If she is unwilling, then let it be. Father King, you still have to enter the palace today. Don't forget your proper business. Only then did Prince Xian give up. I felt it was a bit of a pity that I couldn't watch a good show. But it is fine. The goal of breaking off the engagement was achieved. Congratulations are in order. With Prince Xian overseeing it, the annulment of my marriage with the Wang family proceeded quickly. In my past life, the Wang family told outsiders that they broke off the engagement because I lost my virginity before marriage. My reputation was completely ruined. In this life, I returned the same rumor to the Wang family. It is just that the Wang family's was slander, while mine was solid proof. Actually, most sons of official families have bed servants before marriage. It is not uncommon. The strange thing is that the one who lost their virginity before marriage was Wang Xian. You have to know, a while ago, Madame Wang was spreading rumors that I was promiscuous, telling everyone how chaste and self-respecting her son was. No bed-warming maids, concubines, catamites, or page boys around him, none at all. He was wholeheartedly focused on reading the books of sages, to pass the imperial examinations soon and serve His Majesty. After today, what a slap in the face. Some busybodies asked which vixen it was that seduced young Master Wang into losing his virginity before marriage. I don't know. I heard that the Wang family's young cousin has been dry heaving a lot lately. All of a sudden, the Wang family became famous in the capital. Censor Shui impeached Lord Wang for disorder in his inner chambers. Prince Xian added fuel to the fire. When the emperor heard that Prince Xian's adopted daughter was also involved, that was simply unacceptable. His Majesty waved his big hand. Lord Wang was dismissed from his post for a month, and his official duties would be restored after he sorted out his household. Lord Wang couldn't catch his breath and fainted from anger in the imperial court. After the imperial physician confirmed that there was nothing seriously wrong with Lord Wang's pulse, he was carried out of the palace by the imperial guards. It is said that the lights in the Wang residence were on all night. As soon as the sky brightened, a carriage left the residence from the back gate, heading straight out of the city. The scabbed wound began to heal. It was both itchy and painful. I wanted to scratch it, but didn't know where to start. Qingning thought of countless ways to get my attention. In the end, I was attracted by a medical book. For the next half a month, I hid in my room reading medical books. One time when Imperial Physician Wu came for a follow-up consultation, he found me reading medical books. He asked me if I was interested in medicine. I nodded. He casually tested me with a few questions. I answered them all fluently. Imperial Physician Wu stroked his beard and said, "The questions I tested you with are all from the books. What one learns from books is always superficial. For you to remember so much in less than half a month is already quite good. If you don't mind, would you be willing to learn a thing or two from this old man?" I was more than willing. In my past life, I was tormented by illness for half my life. In this life, I was almost tormented for half my life again. No one wanted to study medicine more than I did. "After you've fully recovered, come find this old man at the Wu residence in Xinglin Lane." I knelt down stiffly before Imperial Physician Wu. "Master, please accept this disciple's bow." Imperial Physician Wu just smiled without saying a word. From now on, if you want to do something, just say it directly. Between us, master and disciple, there is no need to beat around the bush." I looked awkward. I knew it. My little tricks wouldn't escape the eyes of Imperial Physician Wu, who has been in the palace for many years. The old man is dealing with the entire Imperial harem. The Imperial harem is the place with the most cunning people in the world. Master's lesson is right. Get up quickly, don't reopen your wound. Master had the female physician help me into the wheelchair. I'll say it again. What is too rigid is easily broken. Some things you have to let go. I humbly accepted the lesson. Master doesn't know that I am someone who has been reborn for a second life. Naturally, he also doesn't know what I've been through. I don't blame him. What I did was merely an eye for an eye. Now, I've done everything I could do, and I've gotten what I deserved. Unlike Prince Xian's hypocrisy and affectation, Princess Xian is genuinely good to me, this convenient daughter of hers. Every other day she sends people to bring me things, food and snacks, silks and satins, gold, silver and jewels, everything you could wish for. Today she even came specially to the Zhang Manor to talk to me. Mother was smiling apologetically by the side. "Your Highness, if you wanted to see Mingruo, you could have just sent word. I would have packed her up and sent her to Prince Xian's manor for you." Princess Xian looked tired. "No need. I came to the Zhang residence today to hide and get some peace and quiet. Daughters are still the best," a caring little padded jacket. My mother, who didn't know the full story, chimed in. "That is exactly right. Mingruo's older brother left the capital last year to travel and study with his teacher. It has been almost a year, and he has only written one letter home." Sigh, "It worries me so." Consort Shen hummed in agreement. "Sons are all born to be debt collectors." Yaoer sigh. Consort Shen wanted to say more but stopped herself. My mother and I exchanged a look and I made an excuse. "Godmother, I still have medicinal cuisine simmering on the stove. The cook is careless, so I'll go watch over it myself." Consort Shan was astonished. "You know how to make medicinal cuisine too," my mother said with some pride. "I don't know where this girl got such good fortune, but a few days ago she was taken as a disciple by head physician Wu." Consort Shan's smile was sincere. "That is a great thing. Head physician Wu is noble and aloof. In his decades of practicing medicine, he has only accepted 3 disciples. Mingruo's good fortune is yet to come. Since you are busy, you should go quickly. I must have a good taste of your cooking today." I gave Consort Shan a playful smile. "All right, you can't complain about it then." I was pushed out of the main hall by Qingning. An hour later, the herbal meal was ready. I had the old woman take the clay pot with the herbal meal to the main hall. Qingning pushed me, following behind the old woman. When I returned to the main hall, the two of them were still talking and laughing. Consort Xian's eyes were a bit red and swollen. Consort Xian drank 2 small bowls of the herbal meal in one go. She said, Still wanting more. Not bad. Quite an authentic palace-style herbal meal. The prince is also fond of this. I had Qing Ning bring over the food box that was prepared earlier. Godmother, this is the herbal meal I prepared for godfather and godbrother. Please don't mind it. Consort Shan smiled faintly and said with gratification, I really do like this girl Mingru. It would be wonderful if Ding Yao could also marry a daughter-in-law like Mingru in the future. I got goosebumps all over. In my last life, the one Zhao Ding Yao married was me. And I didn't see you being so fond of me then. Mother changed the subject with a smile. Our children will have their own fortunes. Your Highness should focus on taking care of your own health. Consort Xian took the food box and returned to the Prince Yan's residence. After she had left, Mother sent all the attending servants out of the room. Only she and I were left in the room. She was somewhat alarmed and uncertain. Mingru, tell me honestly what you told me before. Was it really something you saw in a dream? My heart immediately jumped to my throat. I opened my mouth hesitantly. Mother, what exactly? Mother let out a long sigh. Sigh, his lordship is so muddled. Do you remember that cousin from the Wang family? I nodded and said, I remember. She is no good. Insisted that she is carrying his lordship's child. His lordship must have lost his mind, hiding her in a villa outside the city to care for her. With a wah, I retched out loud. Disgusting. So disgusting. Cao Hanmei is actually pregnant with Zhao Dingyao's child, so the moment I thought of this, I couldn't stop myself from retching out loud. Mother thought I had an upset stomach. She stopped gossiping and quickly asked me what was wrong. I felt desolate inside. Absurd. Just too absurd. Mother, do you believe in reincarnation? I looked levelly at Mother, who was squatting in front of me. Mother used her embroidered handkerchief to wipe away the tears from the corners of my eyes. Mingru, are you okay? What is wrong? I burst out crying with a wah. Mom, I've been so terribly deceived. Mom patted my back and said comfortingly, There, just cry if you want to. Mom's here. I cried my heart out in my mother's arms. Maybe heaven took pity on me for being so deceived in my last life, and that is why it let me live again. In this new life, I had originally wanted to let go of the past and start anew, but the truths that came one after another forced me to tear open the wounds that were about to heal, and face it all over again. It is so disgusting. I can't pretend everything is fine. Zhao Dingyao said that Prince Yan threatened him with the life of the woman he loved, forcing him to marry me. He had no choice but to comply. Then, what about me? I, who was supposed to have a peaceful life, was forced to be dragged into their three-person emotional entanglement, wasting my entire life. What did I do wrong? No, that is not right. I was also at fault. I was wrong to trust others so easily, to walk down that path of no return. I was wrong to be brave but reckless, overestimating my own abilities to save him. I was wrong to be timid and cowardly, letting the Wang family force me to break off the engagement. Screw him. None of that was my fault. It was all the schemes of those despicable people. Revenge. I want revenge. Prince Xian's manor. Before long, the manor guards escorted in a woman with disheveled hair. The moment that woman saw Prince Xian, she spilled everything like beans from a bamboo tube. Prince Xian pressed on. Words alone are no proof. Do you have any evidence? The woman clutched her chest tightly. I do. As we agreed, 50 taels. A guard handed the woman a 50-tael silver note. The woman took the silver note and pulled out a stack of letters. It is all here. Prince Xian was overjoyed. The woman was Cao Hanmei's personal maid, Bao Zhu. Her older brother was seriously ill and urgently needed money. When my men found her, she was secretly selling Cao Hanmei's jade hairpin at a pawn shop. The jade hairpin was stolen from Princess Xian by Zhao Dingyao. It was a royal gift, not to be sold. If my men hadn't taken her away, Bao Zhu would have been arrested by the officials. After my men threatened and bribed her, Bao Zhu confessed everything. Madame Wang had a warm face but a cold heart. She often secretly beat and cursed Cao Hanmei. Wang Xian couldn't bear to see it and often comforted Cao Hanmei in private. But whenever Madame Wang beat or cursed Cao Hanmei, he would pretend not to know. Cao Hanmei both loved and hated him. Half a year ago, Zhao Dingyao, dressed in plain clothes, saved Cao Hanmei, who almost fell off a cliff. The two unexpectedly cuddled together in a cave and spent the night. After that night, the two often corresponded by letter. Over time, Zhao Dingyao fell in love with Cao Hanmei. Cao Hanmei thought Zhao Dingyao was just a martial arts hero from a common background. She looked down on Zhao Dingyao's commoner status, yet she couldn't bear to part with his love for her. She enjoyed Zhao Dingyao's constant care and attention on one hand, while accepting Wang Xian's gentle affections on the other. Just when she thought she had both men wrapped around her finger, Wang Xian got engaged. It caught Cao Hanmei completely off guard. After getting engaged, Wang Xian began to intentionally or unintentionally avoid Cao Hanmei. Meanwhile, Zhao Dingyao became more and more smitten with Cao Hanmei. He wanted to marry Cao Hanmei, but Cao Hanmei's background was too humble. He had to find another way to win the beauty. Cao Hanmei was both angry and anxious. She was angry that Wang Xian was actually avoiding her. She was anxious because she didn't want to marry Zhao Dingyao, who was a commoner. Zhao Dingyao couldn't give her the wealth and glory she wanted. Having read too many romance novels, in her desperation she came up with a plan to drug Wang Xian. The two of them fooled around for a night. Once it happened a second time. The affair between the two was soon discovered by Madame Wang. If Wang Xian hadn't knelt and begged for mercy, Madame Wang would have had Cao Hanmei beaten to death. Cao Hanmei, covered in injuries, went to see Zhao Dingyao. She wanted Zhao Dingyao to help her get rid of Madame Wang. Unexpectedly, Zhao Dingyao said outright that he would marry her, then she wouldn't have to live under someone else's roof. How could Cao Hanmei be willing to marry a commoner? She used Zhao Dingyao, wanting to stage a damsel saving the hero scene, and made me the damsel. The people Cao Hanmei hired accused me of having my arm around a man's shoulder on the street. The worthy prince immediately had people investigate the truth of the matter. Following the clues, he found out the whole truth. Compared to Cao Hanmei, he will definitely choose me to be his daughter-in-law. Compared to Cao Hanmei, I am so much better. He started using public opinion to force Madame Wang to come to the Jiang residence and break off the engagement. So he could use this as an opportunity to come to the Jiang residence and propose marriage, gaining both fame and fortune for himself. In my previous life, everything went according to Prince Yan's plan. He had gotten control of Cao Hanmei early on. Then, after he was done using her, he disposed of her, leaving behind the devoted Zhao Dingyao. But in this life, an anomaly like me appeared. I don't care about what happens to others, but don't even think about using me as a pawn. After handing the evidence and witness over to Prince Yan, I headed straight for Singlin Alley. After my leg injury fully healed, Master started assigning me tasks. The weather is nice and clear today, so I am going to the Wu residence to make medicine with my third senior brother. Me third senior brother is Master's third son. Only after meeting my several senior brothers did I understand what Prince Yan's consort meant by chief physician. Wu doesn't like to take on apprentices. It is not that he doesn't like to take on apprentices. All three of the old master's apprentices are his sons. There is only one female disciple, me, who is an outsider. My third senior brother is 3 years older than me and has not yet had his coming-of-age ceremony. My third senior brother is thin-skinned. His face turns red as soon as he is teased. Master says he is a closed book. Sigh, hold on, don't mix them up for me. I picked up the medicine and argued, senior brother, the medicines are all the same. Third senior brother snatched the herbs from my hand. One has round leaves, one has pointy leaves. How are they the same? You go grind the powder, don't sneeze, and definitely don't blow on it. Last time you blew the medicinal powder everywhere. What a waste of ingredients. Master was lying. Third senior brother is no quiet gourd. He talks way more than I do. I never thought that one day I would follow Master on a house call to treat Zhao Dingyao. Master told me to bandage Zhao Dingyao. Third senior brother silently took the gauze from my hand. I'll do it, junior sister. Junior sister is clumsy. I am clumsy, so why are you blushing? Master glanced at the two of us, be careful. While third senior brother was bandaging Zhao Dingyao, I went to comfort the virtuous princess consort who had cried her tears dry. Godmother, don't worry. Godbrother is destined for great fortune. He will definitely wake up. The virtuous princess consort leaned on my shoulder. Children and grandchildren are all debts to be repaid. If you ask me, Zhao Dingyao had it coming. The virtuous prince grounded him. He escaped by climbing over the wall in the middle of the night. It was pitch black, and he fell and cracked the back of his head. Luckily, he was found early by the patrolling guards. If it had been a moment later, he would have been dead. Zhao Dingyao woke up 3 days later. Third senior brother came with me every day to change his dressing. The now conscious Zhao Dingyao grabbed my hand. My lady, you? My heart skipped a beat. Third senior brother, who was packing the medicine box, rushed over to us. He used all his might to pry Zhao Dingyao's hand open. Your Highness, men and women should not touch each other directly. Zhao Dingyao's gaze swept coldly over third senior brother. Imperial physician Wu. What are you doing here? The Zhao Dingyao from my past life is back. I roared at the top of my lungs. Someone come quick. His Highness has gone mad. Zhao Dingyao, who had just woken up, was knocked unconscious by my yelling. Third senior brother looked at me with a grave expression. Junior sister. I gave third senior brother a push. Senior brother, quick. Go check on His Highness. The back of his head is bleeding. It is good that he is back. I was always too soft-hearted before, thinking that the Zhao Dingyao of this life was innocent. Now it is good. The rightful owner is back. There is no need to be soft-hearted anymore. My long-hesitated revenge can finally be carried out. After that day, everyone tacitly agreed not to let me go to the former prince's mansion. I lazed around at the Wu mansion every day. My master's wife specially prepared a maiden's chamber for me, but I didn't go looking for Zhao Dingyao. Yet, Zhao Dingyao came looking for me. Anse, I was stopped by Zhao Dingyao on my way back to the Jiang mansion. He leaped into my carriage. Princess consort. You are back too, aren't you? I decided to play dumb to the end. What is your Highness talking about? Zhao Dingyao chuckled lightly. Stop pretending. Playing hard to get won't work on me, although I don't know what method you used in this life to avoid marrying me, but I won't be grateful to you either. If you hadn't saved me out of greed for wealth and status, I would have married Han Mei long ago. My heart went cold. No wonder he told me the truth before I died. So it turns out he thought I saved him on purpose. I sneered repeatedly. Sworn brother, are you possessed again? I heard there is an old bald donkey at the city god temple who specializes in treating this. I'll mention it to sworn mother some other day. Zhao Dingyao was exasperated. Stop pretending. I only came to tell you. Stay out of my business. Too late. I am not just going to meddle. I am also going to make you pay the price. Just you wait, Zhao Dingyao. 7 months later, Cao Hanmei gave birth, dripping blood to verify kinship. The child wasn't Zhao Dingyao's. Third senior brother had said that Zhao Dingyao was still a virgin chicken. Although I don't know what method Cao Hanmei used to make Zhao Dingyao firmly believe the child in her belly was his. But I am sure that a virgin chicken can't father a child. The imperial bloodline must not be confused. A man whose love turns to hate is a scary thing. Just like Zhao Dingyao before. No matter what the virtuous king said, with evidence and witnesses laid out before him, he just wouldn't believe it, now that the child was born. He nearly strangled Xiao Hanmei to death. However much love there was, it was all smashed to pieces by a cuckold's hat. On the day of young Master Wang's wedding, the child was personally carried by Zhao Dingyao to the Wang family. The good reputation the virtuous king had built for many years was ruined by Zhao Dingyao. The reputation-conscious virtuous king fell ill and became bedridden. As his adopted daughter, I served by his bedside day after day. Third senior brother accompanied me. Let me make a formal announcement. A month ago, third senior brother and I got engaged. For no other reason. We were together day and night, and feelings developed over time. King Xian's love sickness is a known issue. Third senior brother and I are crystal clear about it in our hearts. If we want King Xian to get better, his reputation must be good. Zhao Dingyao has been a prince for many years after all. His methods were ruthless, and the rumors were quickly quelled. Who doesn't say now that he is a rare, deeply devoted man in the royal family? King Xian's condition is gradually improving. As soon as his condition eased, third senior brother couldn't wait to take me away from King Xian's mansion. Lately, I don't know what has gotten into Zhao Dingyao. He keeps coming to talk to me for no reason. He calls me sworn sister, but the look in his eyes is anything but clear. Utterly disgusting. Third senior brother has gotten jealous many times. I can't stay here any longer. In 1 month, it will be my wedding. Big brother has not yet returned to the capital. Zhao Dingyao volunteered to carry me onto the sedan chair. In my red wedding dress, was being carried on Zhao Dingyao's back. Princess, if you nod, I will take you to escape the marriage. Brother spacing out again. I am sorry. I shouldn't have misunderstood you in my past life. Brother, what nonsense are you talking about? Third senior brother, who was waiting by the sedan chair, was about to stare a hole through us. Brother, walk a little faster. My husband is waiting. I urged. Zhao Dingyao walked even slower. The matchmaker urged from the side. Young lord, please walk faster. Don't miss the auspicious time. Only then did Zhao Dingyao quicken his pace. Just before getting into the sedan chair, I whispered in his ear, Brother, your self-righteous deep affection is truly disgusting. After getting into the sedan chair, I glanced outside through a gap in the window. Under the sunlight's reflection, a glimmer of water fell from the corner of Zhao Dingyao's eye. On the day of my homecoming visit, Cao Hanmei stabbed Zhao Dingyao. Cao Hanmei was beaten to death on the spot by Prince Xian. It is no wonder Prince Xian was so furious. Cao Hanmei had pierced through Zhao Dingyao's family jewels. He was pretty much ruined. Princess consort Xian fainted from crying. As the adopted daughter, of course, I had to go visit. Lying on the bed, Zhao Dingyao had a sickly look on his face. He was quite provoked by the sight of third senior brother and I holding hands. Princess consort, don't you think I deserved this? My husband spoke for me, sworn brother. You are acting crazy again. Your brother-in-law learned acupuncture today. Zhao Dingyao looked disgusted. Stop spouting nonsense. Who is your sworn brother? My husband pouted. Wife, my sworn brother was mean to me. Zhao Dingyao was so angry he could spit blood. I am a patient. Sworn brother, get well soon. I'll come visit another day. Zhao Dingyao's illness wouldn't be getting better for the time being. He was poisoned with the same poison as me. Prince Xian gave me all of the antidote last time. To get the antidote quickly, the only way was to find the poisoner. But the poisoner had been beaten to death by Prince Xian. To this, I just want to say one thing. Serves them right. In my past life, for my leg injury, Zhao Dingyao clearly knew where to find the antidote, but he just wouldn't get it. In this life, it is fine for him to suffer a little longer. Cao Hanmei's death was too easy. A vicious person like her should have been executed by 1,000 cuts. The Wang family was imprisoned, and their assets were seized. The charge was instigating others to harm an imperial heir. Madame Wang had no defense. The Wang family was sentenced to exile. This was because of Zhao Dingyao's grand feat on Wang Xian's wedding day. The family of Wang Xian's new wife took their daughter back home that very day. The wedding ceremony wasn't completed, so the marriage contract was void. That young lady escaped a calamity. On the day I gave birth, my husband and Zhao Dingyao got into a fight. Zhao Dingyao said my husband was cruel for making me walk through the gates of hell. Me husband got ruthless, and with a few needle strikes, Zhao Dingyao collapsed and couldn't get up. Princess Xian averted her eyes, pretending she didn't see. Prince Xian had said long ago that my first child would be registered under Zhao Dingyao's name, the future head of Prince Xian's manor. Princess Xian once complained, If Prince Yen could give birth, he would have beaten Zhao Dingyao to death long ago. The last time Cao Hanmei saw Zhao Dingyao was secretly arranged by me. I must keep this matter a secret for a lifetime.